The written history of the Philippines starts with a tiny island. In 1521, the conquistador Hernando Magallanes, who the world has come to know as Ferdinand Magellan, rocked this side of the Pacific and was said to have landed on Homonhon, a small fishing village in a province now called Eastern Samar. And the rest, as we know it, is one for the books. Fertile land, breathtaking beaches along the Leyte Gulf and Pacific Ocean, and genuinely good people. It is easy to just stay here, just like the Americans and the Spaniards before them. One thing's for sure, its loaded history and unblemished terrain hasn't tainted the locals. Townsfolk still pick the endemic palawan or giant taro from the roadside, and family values still reign king. To get to Eastern Samar is simple. From any point in the Philippines, it's about a 30-minute to 1-hour flight via Daniel Romualdez Airport, Tacloban City, and Leyte Province. The local government is currently renovating the provincial airport in Giwan, which was used in World War II as a naval base by the Americans. During that time, it had the longest airstrip in Asia. Today, it is a wonderful track for joggers, complete with verdant rainforested areas on either side. As you land in the airport, you will notice the different types of vehicles awaiting the next passenger. There's the bus, the van for hire, the oversized jeepney, and of course, the spider cab. Crossbreed between a golf cart and a minivan, it looks like it can actually carry a hefty load. The province of Leyte, Samar, Northern Samar, and Eastern Samar all bound each other. And actually, it gets pretty confusing if you're not a local, especially since they speak the same language, Waray.
Eastern Samar.
But just ask the town people and they'll be sure to lend you a hand. Once you exit the airport and leave town, a monumental and equally stunning bridge surfaces. The San Juanico Bridge. Bridging Leyte to Samar, the impressive structure was built in 1969 and was finished in 1973. It is part of a system of bridges and roads that connect the entire Philippines. The Maharlika Highway, also known as the Pan-Philippine Highway. As you get off the bridge, you arrive in Samar, which is an entirely different province from Eastern Samar, but yet share the same history. During the Philippine-American War, the Samareños of Balangiga town, protecting their province, attacked the Company C of the 9th U.S. Infantry Regiment, the oldest and most decorated unit in the United States Army. The local townsfolk say it best.
Her lolo, the father of her father, was a police sergeant during that time. The Americans, they put into prison the men
or put into prison.
And then
The Filipinos got angry.
So what the people did, the men that were not imprisoned, they planned against the American soldiers.
The Americans retaliated, headed by General Jacob H. Smith. Samar burned along with its children. The general was quoted as saying, "The interior of Samar must be made a howling wilderness." More than 3,000 Filipinos died. This became known as the Balangiga Massacre. The church bells of Balangiga town were taken by the Americans as war booty, and it still has not been returned. Today, Balangiga stands steadfast, a testament to Filipino resilience. Period homes dot the town, which has now become a smaller version of what it once was. barangays have separated from the original town to create new towns with new stories. Although the church still stands without the bells, the town will always be etched in the history of the world. Balangiga is but one story. There are 23 towns that make up the province, with equally astounding tales to inspire, sights to see, festivals to enjoy. An eco-adventurer's dream, the town of Lawaan rocks, literally. Hike the limestone cars and rocky terrain to the splendid falls. The Amandaraga, Amanhuray, and Banawan. There is nothing more enthralling than climbing to the top of a waterfall. And of course, eating a well-deserved meal by the river afterwards. And a bit more later. Eastern Samar's main produce is copra. It is no wonder it is readily available and its water can quench anyone's thirst. Coconut trees aside, a wealth of Philippine hardwoods can be found in the forests such as the Lawaan and Molave trees. Densely populated, there is no defined hiking trail, and a guide is recommended for any willing to take a hike. All guides carry with them a Philippine bolo, a long cutting knife to knock down wary branches in thick undergrowth. How's that for adventure? And watch out, you might catch the elusive Philippine eagle in Taft Biniloan Eagle Sanctuary. Check out the native backpacks. Ecotourism is a thrust of Eastern Samar, and many of the forested areas are equally suited for trekking, hiking, and camping. If you feel like taking in the sun, sand, and unbeatable waves, look no further. Calicoan Island in Giwan is your best bet. Straddled in between two distinct bodies of water, you can be sure to enjoy the wild waves of the Pacific and the cool calm of the Leyte Gulf. And it is the newest, biggest, and brightest star in Eastern Samar. The surf season runs from April to November with right-hand and left-hand waves. Skimboard, surfboard, and board in one of the many fine homestays or beachside resorts. The Surf Camp Resort, in front of ABCD Beach, it boasts a Filipino Balinese-inspired setting. A saltwater infinity pool, perhaps? Or a decadent afternoon in the beachside lounge. In Eastern Samar, you won't run out of beaches. Liliputan Beach Resort is a rest area in front of a stone beach. Nestled among limestone formations, it's a perfect picnic retreat. Mabaroka Beach Resort overlooks a wide stretch of gorgeous water. Jump in the pool or simply lounge by the poolside. It's one of those resorts with a few rooms, no pretensions, and no website. But once you meet the owner, you'll feel right at home. Canavid Town boasts a magnificent display of sun-sparkling coast with a stretch as far as your eyes take you. Stay at the Playa de Catalina and delight in hanging out. Black sand, white sand, gray sand, brown sand. It's all here in Eastern Samar waiting to be explored. The town of Borongan flaunts the white of Divinubo, with fantastic islets, lone mangroves, and country living. Stay at one of the many cottages in Divinubo Coral Resort. A escape in Ando for serene relaxation. Coconuts, anyone? Here you can have your choice of coconut seedlings or full-grown trees. And have you ever seen fine brown sand? Dangkalan is interesting. Be greeted by what could be the largest rubber shoe on earth. Or take a snapshot at the topsy-turvy upside-down house. Modern Filipino-inspired rooms are the norm in this property. Not up for brown? Maybe gray? The gray powder of Bato Beach is a place to visit over and over and over. You can stay at the homey Pebbles and Tides and surf or skim your troubles away. The only thing to see in eastern Samar, pristine mangrove-lined rivers dot the entire landscape. Small or wide, these are the lifeline of the people. Loaded with religiosity, the entire Philippines is scattered with age-old Baroque and other stylized churches. Completed with antique saints or santos, these churches form pilgrimage centers, while each town reveres its own special santo. The town devotes itself to a saint, and feast days are celebrated in his or her honor. The town of Borongan is devoted to Nuestra Señora de la Natividad, the Lady of the Nativity. The origins of Borongan can be traced to the Hamurawan Spring, where hamlets sprouted before time immemorial. In this spring, a mysterious lady would frequent the waters and bathe. And every time she did, the other local folk who bathed in the spring were healed of their ailments. At around the same time, a Portuguese vessel headed for the east carried a lone woman. She was locked in a room by the captain for fear of her security in a large ship. He forgot about her, and when he remembered after a few days, she could not be found. What was left was a statue with a name engraved, Nuestra Señora del Bor. As they headed east, the words became clearer. They docked in an area that came to be called Punta Maria, or Point Mary, in the town of Borongan. And here the captain of the ship and the townsfolk realized that the woman they saw was one and the same. And every year after that, they celebrated her feast day on the 8th of September. 17 years ago, they created a festival in her honor and called it Padulong Festival. Festivals in the Philippines are always a blast because it's just an excuse to party. A Fluval Parade, which means a parade on boats. The mother boat carries the image of the Nuestra Señora and the other boats follow suit. Instead of men in black, you get men in nipa hats. Through mangroves, fish pens, and islands. As the boats round about, more bangkas arrived, some more intricately decorated than others. After a few hours of circling around, boats dock in Rawispier in the town proper for a short prayer. And then, party time! If you're looking for a bugle band, look no further. Street dancing competition,
Wala kang hahanapin na. Wala ka nang hahanapin pa. Talagang they're all champions natin mga participants.
And the winner is... But of course, the real reason why the fiesta is here in the first place is to commemorate the Divine Mother of Christianity, Nuestra Señora de la Natividad. A mass is dedicated to her, which is just like any other mass on earth. But what makes this mass special is all the activities that lead up to it. This is Eastern Samar, ruggedly organic, etched in world history, rich in what matters most. A pristine environment, unwavering faith, good-hearted people.